Hey, Dalevon Digital here, and we're here to talk about the Soundcore Liberty Pro 3s. First, I want to say that I've been out here searching for the perfect pair of buds for me. I own the Galaxy Buds Pro 2, the Pixel Buds A series, the Pixel Buds Pro. I own the Nothing Ear 2, the Airpods Pro 2, the Sony XM4s. And the list goes on. I own a lot of buds, and the Liberties is the ones that do it for me. I'm just gonna say it. Sound quality. The sound quality of these are incredible. In my unboxing video, I was blown away by these buds and how well the bass was, how well the mids was, and how well the treble was. Everything was just in place perfectly for my ears, and I just really enjoyed it. I also went out and replaced the silicone tips with foam tips because silicone tips just kind of make my ears itch. So I'm just like one of those people who, no matter what buds I buy, I'm gonna have to replace those tips regardless. But I just want to say that this was all during the unboxing video that I fell in love with these. And in the process, when I turned the camera off, I realized I wasn't even using the LDAC. Once I went through the app and I enabled that LDAC, man, I was even more blown away by the quality that came out of these buds. It was insane. I was like, yes, this is it. These are my buds. Now I'm even more curious to try even more buds that's on the playing field as these. Now, we're just talking about sound. I know some of you are like, well, what about ANC and transparency mode? I want to sit there and honestly say that these are good enough. They work. And that's what really matters to me, that they work. They don't have the best transparency. I still give that to the AirPods Pro 2. And they don't have the best ANC. And I still give that to my Sony XM4s. With that being said, they work. So I have a total package of good sound, good fit for my ears, personal preference, of course, because everyone's ears is different. I have good ANC and I have good transparency. This is the perfect buds for me. I really enjoy these, but I'm not going to stop with these buds because I love good music and I'm on the search for the most perfect buds possible, even though these ones are going to be the ones in my pocket. But I am going to try the buds out because I just want to try the buds out. But I'm telling you now, if you want a good pair of buds, go out and get these. I got these for $109 because they're currently on sale from the $169 price tag. So even getting these, you can get a really good steal out of these. Really good steal. And I will do it. Now keep this in mind. This is not a long-term review of these buds right here because I haven't had them that long. This is still in the honeymoon phase of my first impressions, and I am so blown away by everything that these buds actually have to offer. Now, battery life is probably going to be not so great for me, but I don't spend a lot of time listening to music for hours and hours on end because, you know, with the LDAC and ANC being on at the same time, it can really kill the battery. So you might get somewhere between 2 to 3 hours of listening. And I've never been in a situation where I spent that much time. But even if that's the case, you can put that back in the case, right? And you can charge it for about 10 minutes and get another 3 hours out of it. So it's really no worries whenever you're listening to music, if you can spare about 10 to 15 minutes in between your sessions when they do die after 2 or 3 hours later. But I would say that I honestly love these, and so far I've been listening to these things for almost 4 hours at one point and never had an issue with these things dying or hurting my ear or any type of fatigue. But keep in mind, buds on the market will be always different for everyone's ears. Some people, these buds might be way too big to even fit in their ear, but it fits my ear so perfect. Out of the box, the presentation was so nice when I seen it. It's probably the best presentation I've seen on any buds out there so far. I really enjoyed it. I was like, wow, and really blown away by how they presented the buds when you open them up and everything else like that. And the choices that you get for the ear tips and the ear rings as well. So you can actually just really find a pair that fits your ears. And that's only if these buds can actually fit in your ears. At that point, that's where you got to find your tips and see which one works for you. Now, these buds are equipped with wireless charging and USB Type-C charging, so you don't really have to worry about that. And I want to say this too. I also own an iPhone as well, and I want to say that if you are an Android user, you can take full advantage of the sound quality up here because the LDAC, most Android phones support LDAC. Unfortunately, iPhone users, not so, because they're still stuck on ACC. So other than that, these buds were made, and I want to say made probably for Android phones or anything that supports LDAC. If you have any product that supports it, you're going to take full-blown advantage of the sound quality up here. So it's something that I noticed when I connected these to my iPhone that I was missing, and I just noticed the hit in the quality of the audio. So, but they still sound good if you are an iPhone user. Trust me, they still sound better than the AirPods Pro 2, in my personal opinion. I'm not taking a shot at, like, you know, who's this in the best, whatever like that, but you're still going to get the best features from the AirPods Pro 2 in the Apple's ecosystem, hands down. These don't compete with that at all. But if you're somebody who loves good quality, then these might be a good option for you out there. Granted that, you know, you're not stuck on the how good the ANC and how good the transparency mode is on the iPhone. I mean, the AirPods Pro 2, because they are better than these right here. But these do work. Other little things to mention is that these do fit in my pocket real nice and neat. In the fifth pocket, we like to say the guy's fifth pocket that we tuck things in there. This does fit in there, slides in there real nice and neat. I do notice that when you tilt these upside down right here and you got kind of a heart, well, as you can see, I just proved my point. They will shake out the case if you open this up and turn it upside down, because the magnets aren't that strong. But I will admit that sliding this case like this to open it up is so much better than lifting up. I think this is so much better. So kudos to the design team on this one. I do also want to say that these buds do support multi-point connection, meaning that you could connect these to your laptop and your phone at the same time, where you can take a phone call on your phone while you're listening to music on your laptop. So with that being said, also with LDAC on, you cannot use that feature. So it's a feature that I'm probably never ever going to be able to take advantage of, because I prefer my audio quality over the multi-point. But for some people, multi-point might be important. So just a little thought that you might want to know when you're buying these. Another thing is that you can use the left bud or the right bud by themselves. There's no sleeve, and you can use them independently. So if you want to just have one in the case charging, you can. That's a good plus for them as well. And the last thing I want to say is that if you're using LDAC as well, they do warn you that your Bluetooth connection can be a little bit spotty sometimes. I remember when I first hooked them up here in the studio, it was a little bit spotty when I was listening to Chris Brown at the time, and I just kept wondering why it was going in and out. But they do put a warning up there when you turn that LDAC on. But I noticed when I walked away, it was perfectly fine. So if you're using LDAC, depending on your location or whatever situation that you're in, you might get spotty Bluetooth, but trust me, it's still worth it. It's definitely worth it. And of course, if it's really spotty where you're at, like at your job or wherever you're listening to it, you can always just turn it off, enjoy your music, and then when you get away from that area, you can just turn it back on and enjoy even better music. So the takeaway here is that the Liberty Pro 3s are a good deal, and I think they are some of the best sounding buds on the market, at least compared to the ones that I do own currently right now. They are my favorite of the bunch, and I definitely highly recommend these things if you can find these at a good deal, just like I did. $109 US dollars for these was a great steal, and I feel like you'll be happy too. Anyways, this is Dalevon Digital, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.